Get ready, pal.
This is the first of our public hearings for consideration of a resolution to determining to submit to the electors the question of levying the existing tax on alcohol, cigarettes, and taxes. And it's clear to make. I want to make it perfectly clear that we only have to vote to determine whether or not to put it on the ballot. The question will be decided by the voters as to up or down, but we have to decide whether to put it on the ballot. Before we open this to comment, I'd like to thank all of you for your information and very important input from both sides so that we can make a fair decision. And I appreciate the attendance of all of our council meetings. And we do have an empty chair, Mr. Fitzgerald's seat. Apparently he has things other to do than to listen to the comments of both sides. And we hope that he can maybe be at the next meeting. We now open the public hearing for consideration of a resolution determining to submit to the electors the question of levying an extension of alcohol and cigarette taxes for sports facilities. Any correspondence received for or against the resolution from citizens who do not testify will be distributed to all council members and will become a part of the official public record for this hearing. I will now recognize anyone who wishes to speak for or against the proposed resolution. Please come to the podium and state your name for the record. You will have 3 minutes to make your presentation. We don't cut you off at the end of 3 minutes, but at 3 minutes you need to kind of start winding up. So please, any persons coming up for public comment, if you'd like to start and come to the podium. And the council will have an opportunity to ask questions at our next hearing or, yes.
Madam Chair, I do have a couple of people who have actually signed in,
Okay.
although it is not necessary because this is a public hearing, but
Okay.
I could call their names first and then
Okay.
after that recognize anyone else who wishes to speak.
That's fine.
Okay, the first person is Michael Deemer.
Mr. Deemer? Did we lose Mr. Deemer in the?
Madam Chair, ask you a question. You were stating before the gentleman was called up that we'd have an opportunity to ask questions to the president.
We have a regular meeting and we can start, but if you have specific questions now, go ahead and ask them. Yeah, right. Right.
At the 5 o'clock.
Mr. Deemer or someone else?
Yeah, Mr. Deemer, Madam Chair, I think I'd actually intended to sign up for the 5 o'clock meeting, but I'm happy to share my comments at this
Okay,
point
go
as
ahead.
well.
If you want to come back at 5 o'clock, that's fine. We'll be here, not that far away.
It's all relative. Well, thank you. My name is Michael Deemer. I serve as Vice President for Business Development at the Downtown Cleveland Alliance. And I wanted to speak this afternoon in support of putting this issue before the voters. I think many of you are familiar with the Alliance and our work. We're a 501c3 nonprofit that's dedicated to building a more dynamic downtown. We are funded primarily by the downtown property owners that have agreed to assess themselves to provide enhanced services for downtown. And over the last 7 or 8 years that the Alliance has been in existence, we've seen a tremendous resurgence in downtown Cleveland. We see more people than ever before living downtown. We see businesses moving into downtown and expanding in our downtown. And the partnership that we have with our sports teams is integral to the progress that we're seeing downtown. We're in the midst of a $4.5 billion investment boom in downtown Cleveland, and I think it's fair to say we would not be in that situation were it not having our 3 sports teams downtown. Cleveland is one of only 15 cities, I think you're aware, that has 3 major professional sports teams. We're one of the only cities among those 15 that's fortunate enough to have all 3 located in our downtown. And we've seen growth in the Gateway District, which I think you'll hear from others is directly attributable to the presence of the Gateway Complex. East 4th Street in particular has drawn restaurateurs and residents alike, not to mention visitors from across the county and outside the county. Not sure that investment would be there without the presence of the ball teams. And one of the things that I spend a lot of my time on at the Alliance is talking with businesses that are located downtown, encouraging them to maintain their presence here and expand, but also talking to businesses throughout the region and beyond about the unique attributes of locating a business in downtown Cleveland. And one of the things that makes us truly, truly unique is the ability to walk to a ball game after work or on the weekend, to bring in clients and prospective customers into downtown Cleveland to go to concerts as well as ball games. And I can't emphasize how important and unique that has been, and certainly urge the council to put the issue before the voters. I'm happy to answer questions now or at any point in the future.
All right, thank you very much.
Mr. Josh Demankos requested to speak.
Yes, once again, I'd like to thank the council for giving me a chance to speak. I urge you to oppose putting this measure on the ballot for a number of reasons. First of all, because the jobs have never added up. We have just seen jobs figures presented by the teams, and they come nowhere near to the 26,000 that were promised when this was originally proposed. Also, I would like this to be you to vote against it, because I would like to nip this in the bud, and so the county council can attend to more important business. I'd like you to vote against this because things have a likelihood to get distorted during an educational advertisement campaign. And additionally, the listing of needs and repairs was a very general list, lacking specifics, specifically lacking individual costs. And yes, the big headline item that everyone's talking about in town, the new scoreboards, there was no mention of how much that would cost, what percentage that would cost, dollar figures, how long we can expect those scoreboards to last before we need to fund another scoreboard improvement. So for all of those reasons, I urge the county council to vote against placing this on the ballot and to start attending to more important business. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, no one else has signed in.
Okay, is there anyone else that would like to make a comment?
Sir, I do ask that when you're finished, we can give you the form so that you could fill
I
it out.
actually filled it out. It may have been misplaced, but
Oh, are you Mr.?
yes. Wondolowski.
Yes, okay. I was under the, that's him, yes, thank you. I was under the impression you were going to be speaking later,
No,
that's why I
Madam President,
didn't,
I was
so.
in my chair for the whole meeting.
Yeah, I
too.
saw you. I saw you.
Good afternoon, council. Thank you for the opportunity to address you this afternoon. My name is Dave Wondolowski, and I represent the Cleveland Building and Construction Trades Council. And we are in support of continuing this public-private partnership. The Gateway Project was the first big step in a multi-billion-dollar transformation of downtown Cleveland. That transformation continues today. There are numerous construction projects occurring downtown as we speak. And that means good paying construction jobs for our members in Cleveland, Ohio. These three buildings, Progressive Field, Quicken Loans Arena, and First Energy Stadium, have meant and continue to mean thousands of jobs, both inside those buildings and outside in the bars, restaurants, and hotels that serve some of the more than 4 million people who come to those events annually. Of course, there were the construction jobs to build those stadiums, or build those buildings. But as these buildings age, they're going to need maintenance to preserve them and extend their life. And the work that needs to be done will provide an enormous amount of job opportunities in the construction industry. I can't predict how many, but I do know those jobs will go to greater Clevelanders. The way I understand this, if the sin tax is not extended, then the city and the county are going to somehow come up with the money and pay for the maintenance of these buildings. I don't know about you, but I would rather keep paying 2 cents or cent and a half per beer than to have other city service or other county services restricted and taxes raised in some other form to pay for them. Here to tell you today that we support placing the issue on the ballot, to let the voters of Cuyahoga County decide the issue. And we support the extension of this tax, which is not a tax increase, to provide the revenue necessary to maintain these buildings, which are an economic asset to Cleveland and all of Cuyahoga County. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else that wants to make a public comment? Okay, so we can adjourn our committee of the whole, is that right, Jean?
You
Oh, we're
need
good.
to-
Is he miscellaneous business?
To close the
Okay.
public hearing.
All right, so we,
officially
on the
adjourn it.
agenda for the committee of the whole, we had a miscellaneous business, or any miscellaneous business or a public comment unrelated to the agenda? If not, is there a motion to adjourn the committee of the whole? Second. All right, moved and seconded, adjourn the committee of the whole. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, opposed? Ayes have it, and we will move on now to our regular agenda. So we'll open up the regular Cuyahoga County Council meeting for January 21st. I gotta find my right agenda here.
Madam Chair, we really should just wait for a couple minutes. It's
Okay.
not 5 o'clock yet.
All right, well, I gotta find the right agenda here anyway, so.
Me too.
We're done. You got a couple minutes.
Yeah.